Hi, I am Wendy. I am a young Venezuelan migrant living in Ecuador. I am 26 years old and I am feminist activist. I am a member of Youth for Education in Emergency, funded by Education Cannot Wait at Plan International. I am also part of the Because I Am Girl movement. I live in a small community in Manabi, which is a prone extreme weather such as torrential rains and floods. Being a girl in Ecuador is a constant struggle for survival because we spend a great deal of time looking for food, fuel, and water or working with crops. And not only that, we are more vulnerable to climate change impacts because of our social and economic position. That is why we have called our movement because I Am Girl, where are more than 600 young female leaders and men who seek that all girls and young women exercise their rights, live free from violence, including before, during, and after disasters. So it's time for reflection. How many children and adolescents were displaced by climate related disasters in Latin America and the Caribbean between 2016 and 2021? In Latin America and the Caribbean, climate related disasters caused 2.3 million internal displacement of children and adolescents in 6 years, about 1,050 displacement of children and adolescents per day. Now, what type of violence increases during and after climate related disasters? All of above. But in particular, women and girls face an increased risk of gender-based violence, sexual exploitation, child marriage, teenage pregnancy during and after climate-related disasters. This situation violate their human rights and limit their development potential. Um, what are the benefits of women's full and equal participation in climate action? All above. It is necessary to ensure the full and the equal participation of women in climate action, both in decision making and in the implementation of policies and actions. As a leader of Because I Am Girl movement, I want to highlight these specific impacts of the crisis on girls in Ecuador and all around the world and call for urgent action. Now we are prepare a video, please. Yes.
Climático. Les vamos a contar cómo el fenómeno del Niño, que se espera que empiece en el segundo semestre del 2023, afecta nuestras vidas, nuestra salud, nuestra educación y nuestro futuro.
El fenómeno del Niño es un calentamiento normal de las aguas del Océano Pacífico que alteran los patrones de lluvia y viento en la región, causando sequías en unas zonas e inundaciones en otras,
afectando la vida, la salud, la seguridad alimentaria y los hogares de millones de personas.
Las niñas y jóvenes sufren un impacto desproporcionado, ya que nos enfrentamos a mayores niveles de violencia, exclusión, pobreza y discriminación.
Ana, de 15 años, perdió su cosecha y su casa debido a una inundación por el fenómeno del Niño. Tuvo que mudarse de ciudad junto con su familia, donde no tienen trabajo ni escuela. Sufre de acoso y amenazas por parte de algunos hombres que quieren aprovecharse de su situación.
Laura, de 16 años, vive en una ciudad donde el cambio climático aumenta el riesgo de violencia de género, el embarazo adolescente y el matrimonio infantil. Ha visto cómo algunas de sus amigas han tenido que dejar la escuela y casarse con hombres que no aman. Ella quiere seguir estudiando y tener un trabajo digno.
No podemos esperar a que ocurra una catástrofe para actuar.
After the watching the video and seeing the reality, anticipatory action appears a real opportunity to address these impacts. But the scene implementation and monitoring of all anticipatory action must be gender responsive and inclusive. As girls in all our diversity, we have a right to participate in decisions that impact us. Practitioners and decision makers must listen to our priorities to ensure anticipatory actions response to our specific needs if we are to achieve disaster resilience for all. Yet, as girls, we are not passive victims of the climate crisis. We are ready to lead anticipatory actions. We can identify actions to protect ourselves ahead of the crisis, develop and disseminate child-friendly, life-saving message, and educate our communities through our networks are leading climate leading climate education projects and moving learning to action. For example, we have produced a fanzine promoting child-friendly message, supporting children to take early action before a crisis. But we can do it alone. We need support to connect our voice and actions with anticipatory action systems. This year's GDP focuses on people at the center of anticipatory action. Girls too must be at the center. This is a call to action for all GDP participants, practitioners, donors, and decision makers. Please, at very GDP sessions demands the inclusion of girls and young women in all their diversity. In your discussion and plans, ask a question about our needs and mindful participation. Don't let our voices get lost. After the GDP, we ask you to practically uphold and promote the right of girls and young women in all their diversity to participate in anticipatory action, decision making, and action at all levels. Support us with education on anticipatory action, resources, and financing to mindful participate, address and reduce the age and gender-specific barriers to our participation in the design, implementation and monitoring of anticipatory action, create safe space for us to engage in anticipatory action, decision-making, and respect our views to ensure action response to our needs. Reduce the digital divide so we can join online anticipatory action space. For example, I live the Wi-Fi is not reliable and I am only able to join you today by using phone data supported by Plan International. Created an enabling environment so our voices and action can be integrated into anticipatory action systems. And the climate crisis is also about gender, about education, about us. Anticipatory action is critical to reduce climate impacts for girls in all their diversity. Together, we can build a safer and more sustainable future for everyone. Thank you.